If you need any My Team grinds in any mode, hit up my boy Witty for safe, reliable, and the cheapest grinding services around. Hit him up on Twitter. You won't be disappointed. Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single brand new inevitable card from worst to best here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. This is a very big drop with a ton of high-level cards. The deepest drop of the year, in my opinion. There are at least 8 elite level competitive cards in this drop and several top tier budget cards, even below Galaxy Opal as well. An awesome loaded drop, and we're going to rank them from worst to best in this video. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe, trying to make this its own tab. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. So the worst card in this drop is David Wesley, a 6'1 PG who can't dunk, can't defend, low interior, can't do much on the court, in all honesty, even with great shooting stats, shooting badges. But not only that, his jumper's D-Wade based on normal, so it's not even a good jump shot. Kind of kills any shooting ability that he could have. Next up is Tristan Thompson. This card also sucks. 84 speed, 52 3 ball at 6'9". Just not a good enough shooter at his size, and also not exceptionally fast. Not a high level card. And then Horace Grant, same story. 56 3 ball, 79 speed, 6'10". Also not cutting it by any means. Brook Lopez base also sucks. Those cards stink. Another card who's not very good but could be fun to use is Rob Dillingham. In all honesty, I know he's got an 85 driving dunk. He is 6'3 at point guard, but that's not tall. He's not a high level defender. And in all honesty, his SIGs aren't very good either. This is a step up from the rest of this group, but I still think as an undersized PG who's not really going to defend, it doesn't have great SIGs, he's not that great. Next up is Donyell Marshall, who's honestly pretty mediocre at best. 6'9 small forward, 7'1 wingspan, so he's got good size, but that's about it. All the stats are like low 80s to even 70s. It's just not very good. He's not super complete badge wise. I would definitely pass on Donyell Marshall as well. Next up is going to be Quentin Post, elite level shooting 7-footer. That's about it. Honestly, defensively, he's not a total liability, but at this point, we're already getting to the point where these cards are actually good from here on out, pretty much. I think this Quentin Post card, the lack of speed is going to hurt him. 77 isn't very good. And I do think he's not very athletic either. 80 standing, 75 driving dunk, also not great. Can he shoot? Yes. Does just being able to shoot and not really being good at anything else is a big provider of much value at this point? Honestly, not really. Oso Ighodaro, you could switch him and Post if you wanted to. The thing that I like about Oso is he's so fast. 93 speed, 98 standing and driving dunk. He's going to be a dominant inside finisher as a big man, even if he's not a high level shooter. 68 3 ball though, I actually think he'll be able to hit if his jumper isn't atrocious. Could be a really solid card at the center position or even the power forward position, like an awesome salary cap card. Looks pretty darn good to me. Jalen Duren is next up for me, 91 speed. Same story as Oso, just more complete badge wise. Basically, he's got a 7'5 wingspan as well, which I like. Oso is taller, but just better all around stats from this Jalen Duren card than just speed and dunking like Oso has. More complete badges as well. I think him and Ighodaro are honestly pretty similar cards, and putting them back to back feels like the right way to do it for me. Next up is Pink Diamond Joe Ingles. Stat and badge wise, he's pretty good. 6'8 shooting guard. He's got great size, and the badges are good. The thing that I don't think is going to make this card very good is I don't believe his jumper is very good. If I am wrong about the jump shot, you can move him up another couple spots, at least 2 or 3. But I don't believe, having not used the card yet, I don't believe that the jump shot is very good. And if it's not, then yeah, that's a little bit of a limiting factor. No doubt about it. Next up after Joe Ingles, let me look at my list, is Quentin Grimes, the Amethyst. And Quentin Grimes' Amethyst does not have as good of overall stats and badges as Joe Ingles does, but he's not far behind. 91 speed, 93 ball, 85 driving dunk, defensively very good. Stat-wise, he's just as good. Badge-wise is where he's a little limited comparatively. Ingles has a bunch of good Hoffs. Quentin Grimes has good gold badges, but still not quite as complete by any means. But I do think, I'm assuming the jumper's better. Now he is 4 inches shorter too. Maybe I should switch that. I think I'll go Grimes below Ingles is what I'll do for that one. And I think that's where we'll go from there. After that is Diamond Spencer Dinwiddie, who's one of the best hidden gem diamonds that was left. A 6'5 PG who has a very good jump shot. And honestly, badge-wise, isn't terrible either. Got pretty good defense, 80 interior, 80 driving dunk. Not too bad at all. He's got good size, great 3-ball, good shooting badges, 93 speed. And I think he's actually getting a pretty good card. Also, D-Book Escape's pretty good. Or 2-Big Dribble Style, I should say, is pretty good. Card should be solid. I'm interested in this Dinwiddie card for sure. Clark Kellogg is next up, the other diamond, the last diamond in this drop. In all honesty, I mean, 6'7" small forward, 7'4" wingspan. He's a good all-around card. He's got good finishing, good shooting. Defensively, he's solid. Speed-wise, he's not a liability. You could argue him a couple spots lower if you wanted to, potentially. I just assume that the jumper's pretty good. I like the athletic ability. Marcus Morris jumpers is good. Basic dribble style, though, that kind of hurts. If that upper isn't, Horford's upper kind of might kill him, actually. You know what? I don't know if I like that card as much as I thought. He might move down a couple spots as well. Might have to put him down by Quentin Grimes and move him down below Dinwiddie and Ingles. In my mind, I think that would be probably a little bit better way to do it. Next up, another Amethyst, Jared Vanderbilt. Fast, elite defensive small forward with a ton of total badges, 95 driving dunk as well. He's got a big player build. His jumper is nice. He is going to be a stud, a budget card that I will absolutely be doing gameplay on here in the near future, probably tomorrow. Awesome budget card for salary cap and even for showdown. Hi, Archer. He makes an appearance. And there you go. Jared Vanderbilt, good card for sure. Next up, Pink Diamond, Kobe White. Another really good budget point guard, 6'5", 92 speed, 94 3 ball. 80 driving dunk could be a little better, but defensively, he's not a liability. Now, he's not an elite level defender either, but he's certainly not a bad card. Archer wants to play. Okay. And I mean, great shooting badges. His jumper's money. His dribble style's good. I actually like this diamond a lot offensively, and I think this pink diamond's going to be an even better version. Another very solid card. Next up is the final amethyst, GG Jackson, who I do believe is the best of all the amethysts this weekend. 6'9" with a 7'1" wingspan, 89 speed, 93, good defense, good dunking. I've heard his jump shot is elite, and he's also 6'9" at small forward, so he's got great size. I know he's not quite the defender that Vando is, but I think probably a better shooter and overall offensive card. Should be an absolute dog at 6'9" at small forward and solid defensively as well. He is a great budget card for an amethyst. Next up, Pink Diamond Danny Green, another really good card. Good speed, great shooter, fine slasher, high level elite defender, great 3-and-D. He's even got a little bit of movement with D-Book dribble style, Kemba escape, and his jumper's money. Another really good budget shooting guard option. And speaking of budget shooting guards, Doug Christie, same exact story. 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan. He and Danny Green are very similar cards. I think Doug is a little bit more versatile because they have very similar jumpers. Danny does have the better half-court sigs overall, but Lillard escape isn't that much worse than Kemba. Pro dribble style is not that much worse than Booker. Christie has the Pro 2 fade, which is best fade in the game. That to me gives him the slight edge over Danny. I think they're pretty similar. Both those cards are on the exact same level as overall cards. Very good high level 3-and-D budget cards. Next up, we're starting to get towards the top of this list, and next up is gonna be Rudy Gobert. And yet I still think you could argue him higher if you wanted to. He's basically a better shooting Wilt Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's pretty much what he is. A 7-footer with a 7'8" wingspan, 7'1" actually. Elite length, dominant interior defender and rebounder, solidly athletic. He is less athletic than both Wilt and Kareem, but not by a huge margin, and a 67 3-ball, but actually a pretty good jump shot. Makes him a much better shooter than both Wilt and Kareem. I think Wilt and Kareem, very high level competitive power forward options. Rudy Gobert, same story. He is where the elite level cards in this drop start. Your top 8 or so cards in the drop. LaMelo is actually my number 7. People are going to call me a psychopath for this one. I get it. This is going to be the choice that I think gets the most pushback of any choice on this list. LaMelo Ball. Awesome card in every way except for sigs. His jumper's good, his slashing is good, his defense is great, he's big. A lot to like about the card. And maybe I'm like I think I am 2 spots too low on him, because as I'm thinking about it now, the size and defense adds value. The playmaking isn't there, but hold on LaMelo. I know, before y'all yell at me, give me a couple more spots. Number 7 is actually going to be Lauri Markkanen. 7 foot with a 7'4" wingspan. I understand he's kind of slow. He's a 7-foot power forward. The value of that is extremely high. Incredibly switchable, allows you to play undersized power forwards and centers if you want, because you have somebody as a 7-footer who can guard bigs. He's versatile defensively. He's got good interior badges. He's got good rebounding, honestly. I like the card. Would love to have Hoff Paint Patrol or Hoff Immovable Enforcer on him, ideally on the defensive end of the court. But the thing about this card is he's an elite switchable power forward who also has a very good jump shot, a elite shooting option at the 3, who's very big, very switchable, gives you a lot of positional versatility with him at the 3 on the defensive end of the court. Ton of switchability as well. He's a guy who can guard Magic and he can guard Kristaps. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a lot of versatility in terms of the types of cards that he can guard at a high level. And so I'm interested in this Lauri Markkanen card as well, for sure. Next up is going to be Lamar Odom at 6. I'm not sure this Lamar Odom's that much better than Laurie. He's better stat and badge wise overall. He definitely is. But the jump shot, it is on very quick, which should help. Zion escape, dribble style is fine. Chris Paul escape, meh. SGA behind the back, meh. I mean, honestly, his animations just look like they could be a little bit better. I don't remember loving his jump shot on his pink diamond, but I'm sure on very quick it's pretty good. I mean, look, very solid card. I'm not taking that away from him. Very, very good card. I just realistically think he and Laurie are very similar level, and he's going to be a lot more expensive than Laurie. So I don't think I'd pay 600,000 MT for Lamar Odom, or 500, 400, even if that's what he winds up being, when you could get Laurie for a lot cheaper. Next up at number 5, now I'm going with LaMelo Ball. You can disagree with me all you want. The shot creation does matter at the point guard position, and he is not an elite level shot creator. His SIGs are just not great. They're not. I would not pay 1.3 million MT or whatever this card's going to be for LaMelo Ball. As great of a shooter as he is, as good as his stats and badges are, I actually do think he's worse than a couple of the opals in this drop. I don't love the card because the movement just isn't good. Dribble style isn't good. Escape isn't good. Behind the back isn't good. The drag back is good, but that's about it. And the jumper also gets contested pretty easily and gets some load ups. I don't know. I wasn't super high on his pink diamond, and I'm not extremely exceedingly, like, I think he's about top 5 at point guard. He's 5th or 6th. And yet I actually still think he's only the what, 5th best card in this drop. Like, this is such a soups drop. It's hard to not in this point though. And like OG Anunoby, that's who I have at 4. Is LaMelo overall better stat and badge wise than OG Anunoby? Yes. Is OG a 6'7" shooting guard with 7'2" wingspan, elite level size, elite level defense, and defensive versatility as well? A jumper that was elite on normal that is now on very quick. So an absolutely cash money jumper. And by the way, he has better SIGs than LaMelo does too. Pro dribble style better than LaMelo's dribble style. Jalen Brunson escape better than LaMelo's escape. Like, his movement is better. He has the same fade. His jumper is as good, if not better. His stats and badges overall are really not much worse. And he's going to be better defensively as well. In my opinion, OG Anunoby, number 4. Number 3 is Drazen Petrovic. Call me crazy. I love this card. He is basically Brandon Roy. His SIGs are better than B-Roy's. His jumper is almost identical. Defensively, he is far from a liability. In fact, he's a very high level defender, and he's got 90 driving dunk off posterizer. He is legitimately a top 5 shooting guard in the game, and he might be higher than that. I think there's a serious argument to be made, if you're not considering MJ as a shooting guard because he's got point guard eligibility now, that he is a top 4 shooting guard in my team. He is that good, and I highly recommend Drazen Petrovic. Number 3 is going to be, no, number 3 was Drazen, I'm sorry. Number 2 is Chet Holmgren. The thing about Chet is I think he's the 2nd best center in the game besides Wemby. Basically, 100 overall KP, Opal Wemby, then Dark Matter Chet. I think he's better than the Pink Diamond Wemby. The reason I say that, the jumper isn't god tier, but the 96 3-ball is very good. The shooting badges are awesome. He is going to green a lot from outside. He's a high-level popper, but most importantly, he's an extremely high-level defender, like an absolutely elite-level defensive card. In terms of stopping Wemby, he is probably the best option in the game, in all honesty, besides 100 overall KP. The card is going to be a glitch. He's got a massive player build. He is, in my opinion, the best Dark Matter big in my team, because the other best Dark Matter bigs, guys like Hakeem and Embiid, great cards. In my opinion, Chet is at least better at the center position. Power forward, a little more debatable. I just think Chet plays really big on the defensive end of the court. Yeah, he's right there with Hakeem and Embiid in terms of best Dark Matters in the game. I love this Chet card, though. He is a beast. And then finally, best card in the drop, not even really a debate. Michael Jordan, who's got literally 99 stats across the board, except for like 3 things that are on 98. Every single important guard badge in the game, and most importantly, one of the best jumpers, if not the best jumper in the game, with Matt Ryan base. Kyle Korver up around very quick. It's incredible. His fade is elite, especially going right. Darius Garland dribble style, best dribble style in the game. Kemba escape, one of the best escapes in the game. Behind the back is Harden, which isn't great. That's probably the biggest criticism I have of the card, in all honesty. He is an absolute dog. Best shot creator in the game right now. Best shot maker in the game, arguably right now. Defensively, he's also incredible. His stats and badges are all 99. Like I said, everything off. Like, the card is insane. Best card in the game for sure. He is going to be like 7 million MT, and I understand why. Card is insane. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.